Yo, yo, yo. Big up everyone, man. Welcome to the Inquisitive Citizen of Earth, bro. Tonight I decided to do a stream. It's been a minute. As you can see, it says episode 3. Episode 2 was probably about 2 years ago. You already know what time it is. Life is life and football is footballing. Great distraction. Great sport. Very good sport, man. If you don't know by now, I'm gonna have to tell you loud and clear. I am not a journalist, but I've been on this football journey. Not a pundit, but my takes drive more conversation. This is for vibes and entertainment only. I repeat, this is for vibes and entertainment only. So, yo, if your feelings get hurt, it was on the good name of vibes. If you are entertained, mission accomplished. Straight up, that's basically what it is. Keep an open mind, man. I'm just talking about football. You know what football is. It's your opinion, it's my opinion, and some other people's opinion. There is some facts and there is some stats. All right, so basically, I'm driving back today, and I got summoned by a fellow YouTuber. Big up yourself, 12 man. Summoned me on one of my points, and I'm like, why am I being summoned, man? I don't like to be summoned. But nonetheless, it was a good point. And the point is players drop off. I don't think it's fair to talk about player drop off unless we acknowledge player ascendancy. How did the player get up there? We have to talk about that. Where you dropping from? You know what I mean? So that's what I want to talk about tonight. That's what I really want to get into. I'm a firm believer in any player, as long as he can do some of the basic footballing things, can actually shine given the right team and the right setup. One of my biggest example was some of the Asian players. I've seen some Asian players ball the hell out. When I'm talking about ball out, and I'm like, yo, if you put him in a decent team where, you know what I mean, he ain't got to have the focus on him, and he do those basics right, I mean, some people might even go over the top when man kicking a worldie and tell me, yo, nah, my man's world class, because world class gets thrown around very loosely these days. So I was a big fan of some of the Asian players. Jamaican players, I'm trying to think. I mean, personally, I've seen some men in like even the motherland in Africa, and they do their little tournaments. They even have it in like New York. I'll drive past some of the African tournaments, and I'm like, hey, yo, nah, some of these men can make the league, but the league is the creme of the creme. So how do you go from being a man that's balling out in one of them corner leagues to making it to the Premier League? I think it's about timing. I think it's about opportunity, and one of the key things to success in life, and I'm a firm believer in this. If you're prepared, which falls under preparation, and then you get the opportunity, 9 times out of 10 you'll succeed. So if you ain't prepared, the opportunity comes, bro. By the time you get prepared, opportunity is out the way. And if you're prepared and the opportunity never comes, well, at least you can say you were prepared. And that's basically how I think players get up there. Big fan of Wataru Endo. No, I wouldn't say big fan. Caught my eye as probably top 5 of the Asian players I was looking at a couple years ago. And I'm like, you know what? I could see him in the Prem. I did not see him in Liverpool. Anyway, came here, won a trophy. Would I put him in the top 10 great Asian players of all time? Nah, but he definitely had one good skill. Clamping man. And that clamping man skill got him into a Liverpool squad and got him a Liverpool trophy. So, yo, big up to him on his ascendancy. One of the most prolific, iconic ascendancy, I think, could be Andrew Robertson. I did not know this brother from Hull. Bro, I had no idea where man came from. I ain't even trying to go on the racist tip, but I'm like, yo, what was up with these little typical white youth just getting picked out of nowhere? Younger me, and I'm thinking, nah, man, that's, you know what I mean? They're just, who's this guy? And I saw him, man. He came in after Moreno little injury. Moreno was on a baller spell as well. And I'm like, yo, Moreno, that's it. This man is here. I want to say Robbo burst on the scene is equivalent to Bradley burst on the scene. Main guy dropped out. He stepped in, and we're like, yo, main man, you wasn't even it. And the only reason Bradley ain't even really in there is because the main man is still the main man. If Trent wasn't the main man and Bradley stepped in the way he did that 4 game where he had a boss run, Trent was some Nathaniel Klein wishy-washy on the fence type of right back. I don't think we'll see him again. So long may that continue. But that for me is how player get up there, right? How far do they get up there? Big stage. Have to do it on the big stage. We're talking about if your team ain't in Champions League, you got to be a pivotal part in getting to Champions League, right? Got to go to Europe, big stage. International, not so much because you can just be the best thing in your country and then you're running with some Sunday League man from some ain't even playing in no leagues. These men are in the MLS or some Canadian league or something. So definitely got to do it on the big stage. Then what do you do with the big stage? Because you've been prepared. Here's the moment. You got to do something with it, right? Personally, I don't care if you tear down records, but you got to make a mark. You got to make other players go, yo, you see my man over there? Serious business, Yo, I've faced some men before, but serious business. Got to have something about you. I don't care if it's a personality tick. I don't care. It has to be a footballing thing where even, you'll turn some heads. You have some naysayer. I don't trust that one left foot. Guilty of that myself. And you gotta have something about you, man. Gotta have a standout quality. For me, I use Endo a lot because when you talk about clamping a man, I mean, he embodies that. Man plays with a mouth guard. Robbo, he had that wonderful left foot and the high intensity. Football is a very demanding sports physically, and you gotta have a lot of energy to really go up and down the pitch. For me personally, that should have been baseline. That shouldn't be what you're known for, because that's what the sports demand. You know what I mean? So you can't go, ooh, you lost a yard of pace. All of a sudden you have nothing to offer. You ain't got no great first touch. You can't pass the ball, can't tackle. Like, it cannot be end all be all in this sport, because that's what the sport comes with. So if you lose that, to me, you should lose the sport right off the top. If you lose the first touch, at least you got the energy to go up and down. But you can't lose the energy and there's nothing else cushioning you, right? So for me, I think that's how players get up there. And then once they're up there, it's about being consistent. I mean, obviously, hard work and consistency are the keys to succeed, right? So got to put in the work, got to be consistent. So that's how they get up there. How far do they get now? I mean, if you set a record or two, now that's the benchmark. We're talking about, okay, so you got the golden boot. You got the most assists. You got the most clean sheet. You have now set in your own benchmark. I mean, we'll compare you to other players left, right, and center, but as a player, you're setting your own standards. So we're going to hold you to that standard. Yeah, you can't come in the league, give us 30 goal one season, and then the rest of it is 11. Now, man's picking out excuse out the pocket, trying to compensate for you, quote unquote, falling off, which will get to the drop off. But as a footballing player, yeah, you're gonna get up there. That's what the ascendancy is for me. I think when players get up there, you just gotta measure them against their own standards, right? They are your worst enemy. So if you're coming in out the gate and you're kicking it down, I'm talking about putting up all types of number. Look, we're gonna hold you to them numbers. Me personally, take a little sidebar off the football and the ascendancy. I learned very early what that looks like. You know what I mean? Young tenderoni, gave up on college, didn't give up on college, didn't start college. I saw college, I saw the army, big advocate for the troops, big advocate for the army. For me, being a soldier was like the highest form of a man. Like, yeah, you have these athletes, you got these quote unquote celebrity, but for me, I put soldier above all of them. Because before there was athletes and celebrities, always had soldier, always had war, right? So for me, I thought that was the highest form of a man. So that or college, I'm like, nah, gotta be the highest form of a man. So I went in there, put my best foot forward, gave it 100%. The first thing I gave 100% was being a soldier. And graduation day, that man was like, we need the best guy out of this class. That was your boy. I put my best foot forward. And my analogy in that moment is, once you put your best foot forward, the only thing you can do is put the next foot forward. Next foot can't be your best foot. You just put that forward. How many best foot you got? I don't know too many men with two best foot, you know. Me personally, growing up, they say I had two left foot. But yo, to each his own. That's their opinion. I thought I had a best foot. Thought I had a great right foot as well. But the man them said I had two left foot. That's their opinion. I put my best foot forward and I end up in war. All right. And then from then on, I'm like, yo, I gotta come in at 75%. So that way, if somebody's sleeping on me, I can turn it up a notch. Maybe get him to 76 and be like, yo, hold that. He's still chatting shit. I get him to 77. Yo, hold that. Chatting shit, 78. Then man is gonna go back and be like, hey, yo, let's leave Zubiri alone, man, because man going up a notch. You know what I mean? You go to 100 is one place from 100. It's 99. It's 98. It's 97. It's 96. Comes the drop off, right? Granted, you might go 75 and can't top it again. So you got to be very careful where you're setting that marker, you know, for push-ups, physical training in the Army. I remember I dropped my first push-up count, man. I think it was like 87. To max out was like 84 or 82 based on the age. I don't remember. And then I remember one day I put up 120. I did 120 push-ups in like 2 minutes. I was not able to top 120 push-ups ever again. So man said, yo, you fall off, bro. What happened? I'm going over the limit. And man still saying, yo, what happened? You fall off. The max, 82. No need for me to do 122 or 120. But I did 120. And every day I did another test and I didn't hit 120. Man said, raw, man's dropping off. I had to run 2 miles. And to get 100%, I think you had to do like 12:15 or 12:30. I ran a 12:15. Man was like, ooh, nah, this Jamaican cat smoking it. And then I can't replicate that. Man said, yo, man's falling off. It is what it is. Fortunately, my sit-up game kept improving. I was a little weak. I think I did 57 my first go around. And from there, it's just like 76, 87. It kept going up. I don't think I've hit 100 with the sit-ups. But once you show people your best, if you ain't hitting that number, anything else, I mean, like I said, if it's 100, once you go 99, that is technically a drop-off. Now, whether you take your foot off the gas like Usain Bolt when he set those records and then he broke it again, but on the third go-round, he still won, but he didn't break the record the third time. I'm not judging my fellow countrymen, I'm just saying that is considered a drop-off, right? So with the drop-off, people was backing me, just like fans, we back the players and tell the players, yo, yeah, you ain't really giving us 9 out of 10 no more, but you've given us for a while. So you know what? We think you can do it again. We're just being hopeful. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with having hope as a fan. That's what fans do, man. We hope, we pray, you know what I mean? We get the beads, we send up the prayer hands. We ask, yo, we put the bets in, like, yo, now I'm betting on my guy. That's my guy. I'm dying on that hill. Well, a lot of you man don't actually die on the hill, do you? So when the drop-off come, I think there's a gray area. I don't want to say denial, trigger no one. But I think when the drop-off come, we need to be honest with the drop-off. You know, like, if man's been putting in 9 week in, week out, I don't care for how long. It could be for 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 years. I don't care. You see, the minute he hits 8, nah, let's be honest, because you know what's interesting? I see some people when they do the player ratings, and at first I was very intrigued and interested in knowing, yo, what they rating these men after the game? Because I watched the game and I like to compare. Yo, I didn't think he was that bad. I didn't think he was that good. But no, I haven't seen, and I challenge you, man, if you want to take this, hey, I won't hold you. Just tell people where you get it from. Send them over here for some good conversation. If you're doing player rating, I think you owe us consistency at the end of the season. So there's 28 games in the season. 38 games in the season. You do player ratings for 38 times on YouTube. And you're telling me in your 38 review, you've given man 5, 10 times? You have to take that into account. Is man dropping off? Because that's 10 game, you gave him 5. I think you should average out the 38 ratings and tally that up and tell me whether man was on point or man dropped off. Don't tell me about, oh, he had a good 4 games where he did 10 out of 10, and then the rest of the season, man was just on some 6 and some 6.5, and one game he got a 3. Average that out, bro. Average it out. If you want to outsource the averaging out, send it over to me. I'll average it out for you. I'll even bring you on. You can bring me on, and we'll talk about it. I'm telling you that right now, you got that hair. And like I said, if you're taking anything from hair, just tell the people them where you get it from. Shoot your boy some love. And that's all I'm asking for. Not even asking for much. I just want you, man, to see the conversation and the thought process that I'm having when I'm inquiring about football. And like I said, sometimes I'll talk about the fans, but it's neither here nor there. But you're doing 38 player ratings, bro. Every device, most device got a calculator. All you're doing is adding that show rating on that specific player 38 times. That ain't difficult. If that's too much to ask, bro, yo, send me the file. I'll do it up for you. I see some of you, man, you're already doing the accounting work. That is the accounting. We're keeping accountability of man's rating for 38 games. Ain't difficult. I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Matter of fact, I'm going to pick one of you man's channel that's doing these player ratings, and I'm going to catch you man out. Watch. Mark my word. Episode 3. Catching you man out. Yeah, so basically, I think that's a good analysis to see how man's dropping off. Because like I said, you can start the season. Ooh, I don't know, and I'll show you something real quick. And this is not an indictment to anything specific, but I just want to show you something. So on the right-hand side of this screen, they show you the most consistent starting 11, and they show you the player ratings per this website so far in the season. Give you a few stats as well, right? This is Liverpool, if you haven't figured it out. Big Liverpool supporter. I wouldn't call myself a fan. Kind of got some beef with where the word fan comes from. Lil Wayne talk about fan. He's trying to fuck all night. Listen, yeah, I'm not one of them ones. I mean, I'll smash all night, but I'm not no Liverpool fuck all night. It's neither here nor there. Anyway, back to football. So I'm looking at this, bro. The 3 worst players, it's self-explanatory with the ratings, right? You can use the stats to your agenda, but like I said, if you are giving the man a rating, you have to be consistent with the rating that you're giving, man. You know what I mean? So far, based on that stat, it's saying like Nunes, I think Curtis and Robbo got the 3 worst stats, right? Yeah, we can say after 10 games, them man didn't have a great start in moments, whatever. At the end of the season, how does that look? Does it change? How much does it change by? Did they improve? This is another thing on the ascendancy and on the drop-off that people don't try to identify. You can be capped as a player. There's nothing more you can do. You sprint from here to there, and your fastest time in the combine is 4.8 seconds. It's your fastest time. Bro, if you're 30, I doubt you're going to beat that, my man. You know what I'm saying? If you're 19 and you run a 4.8, I'd be like, you know what? I think if we pair him up with, some track and field 100-meter sprint coaches and stuff like that, I think he can improve on that. I would give you room for improvement. But we got to call a spade, bro. If that's your cap, bro. You capped out, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you're born and you hit your growth spurt, but you didn't touch 6 feet, it's safe to say you ain't going to be 6 feet in life, bro. You're just going to have to hold that. You're just going to have to hold that, bro. If you ain't got no hops, you just don't got no hops, bro. You know what I mean? Certain skills you can hone up, your touches, your awareness, you know what I mean? Your ability to read the game, scan the game. You can touch up on stuff like that. But you can't increase your height. You just can't. You can increase your physique, probably get a little wider, but I mean, you're going to lose some pace with that. So some things on the ascendancy and the drop-off, you just... There's no real reason for you to be hopeful on that. Like I said, if man gave you 100, if you're looking for 100 on one, yeah, I'm gonna be honest, man, you're not being fair. You're just not. If you get 99, you can understand. Like I said, push some understanding in there. But if man give you 100 and all of a sudden man ain't even within the 90s, I mean, that's a drop off. I talk to a lot of I don't want to say personal trainers, but I talk to a lot of guys that's, you know what I'm saying, they're in the gymnasium. You know what I mean? I'd rather be inside a gym, but they inside a gym. And they told me straight up, they were like, yo, Zabiri, the day my ability to enjoy life goes from 100% to 85, take me out the game. Take me out the game. And I looked at it, and that is the very reason I didn't play sports. I cannot rely on my body's ability to keep going. And the career I'm in is physically demanding, but I'm in full control where I go with this. So I'm not going to be those guys that lose the ability to pick up 75 pounds, but I'm still pretending like I could going to work, risking blowing out some disc in my back or blowing out my knees or my hands. Because as a man, I mean, as anybody that's bipedal or whatever they call that, your hands, your back, and your knees is very pivotal. I mean, everything is pivotal to you. You're navigating, but yeah, you need them things. Can't lose it. You know what I mean? So when you see players dropping off, man, just call it. Just call it. It ain't even a diss. Like, you think that player didn't know he fell off? Man, no. You know what I'm trying to say? Who was it? Michael Owen. Man said he's running and his knee keep popping. Like one of them little pop-it toys or one of them little, yeah, you know what I'm saying, man? The thing just kept popping. So he just hung it up. I was in the army. I jumped, 5 times? You got runner's knee, you got jumper's knee. When I first came out the army, man, anytime I stand up, man, it sound like Rice Krispie cereals, man. So I'm glad I got out. No regrets there, but player drop off is a real thing. It's not an indictment as far as if the career is over, but I think oftentimes when we accept it is when it's over. Run his socks off, run his legs off, ain't got it in him no more. Can't keep up with the pace of the game. Because here's the thing with the pace of the game. There's the levels to the game. So when you're falling off, you need to be falling with the levels. A lot of men, they get all the way up there. If I'm using the England and the Prem, these men work their way up from the academy to under the teens joint, the under 21s and under 23s, and they got into the big team. And then the big team went from league, whatever, boom, Premier League. Bro, you see when you start drop off, yeah? You need to be going with the leagues as well. Bro, don't come here with League 2 energy in the Prem, in the top 4. And what am I supposed to do? Say, nah, you know what, man? He was good for 4 seasons, but that was 6 seasons ago, bro. I can't, man. I think that's unfair. And as fans, I think we just need to have those honest conversations. Is man really Champions League level? And I think that's what's wrong with the game these days, man. Not here to critique the game too much because the game is the game. You just got to play it, right? But if you're going to play it, bro, you don't want to be using checkers piece in chess. You want to use the right piece for the game. You want to use the right piece for the level. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. These conversations need to be had. So on the way in, I'm just thinking about it, man. I got summoned to talk about my comments specifically on Rabo. Personally, I didn't know when he dropped off. I really didn't. I couldn't tell you when Rabo dropped off. If you ask some Liverpool fan, they'll tell you, yo, he dropped off last season. Others ends had a beautiful discussion on it with Jerry, 12th Man, and K-Mac. It's a great discussion. I listened to it. I really enjoyed the discussion. And they're trying to like pinpoint where it happened, when it happened, who's better, who's not better. And I can't pinpoint it. It's really hard to pinpoint when a man drop off because you want to give a man grace. But what do you really give him the grace on? Are you giving it on his past, the present, or what you hope for in the future? Not what you know, because none of us really know what tomorrow brings. And if I'm being completely honest, man, I'm going to keep it a buck. You can be at 100% in the past. If you ain't at 100%, you can't convince me you're getting to 100 tomorrow, bro. Because the data shows you've only hit 100 once. chances of you hitting that motherfucker again is slim, bro. We might have to take you a level down. And we all know what level is. EAFC, FIFA, whatever you're playing, they got the levels in there as well. You thought you're the hot stuff, and you go to like, I think back in the day, the highest one was world class, like way back in the day. You can be on world class, bro, but you can't score. What do? You come back down to, you know what I'm saying? Another level where it's comfy. You can bag in a few great goals, you can learn the controls, and then you go up. They expanded it to legendary, and then, you know what I'm saying, you jump on legendary, can't cut it, you have to go back to world class. Now I think there's another level beyond legendary. I ain't going front, I can't hit that level. I don't think I have the ability to put in the amount of hours I was putting in as a kid. So yeah, I'm gonna have to leave that alone, stay in my lane. So if you see me online and you see my thing says semi-pro, bro, that's my level, fam. If you on a higher level, more power to you. You know what I'm trying to say? Same thing goes for your income. You're in a different tax bracket, yo, more power to you. I'm in my tax bracket. I'm not going to do anything illegal or extra to burn myself out just to prove to a man that I'm in a bracket that I ain't even in. Nah, man, you just have to stay in where you belong. So for these players, obviously it's a tough one, man, to look at your partners, to look at the people you're battling with, to look at the fans and tell them, yo, fan, take me out the game. Take me out the game. I've seen men stunking up the place and told the manager, like, yo, don't sub me, fam. I know I'm stinky, but don't sub me. I've never seen a player that go, yo, manager, yeah, take me off, fam. Matter of fact, I would like to see that, I think that'll be a wholesome moment. Just tell the club, like, yo, listen, I ain't got it in me no more. I don't know too many of those players. Every man want to be up there. I don't think every man deserves to be up there. Hence the drop off. You can only fake it for so long. Man can only carry you for so long. And that's the last point I want to touch on. The drop off and faking it, man. I did a contracting job where they contract people from all over the world, and basically they're looking for specialists in these individual fields. And in my field, they deem me as a specialist, right? And so they brought me in. But my specialist package was only a 5-year period of me having that experience, but the work I did was very specialized. So I made it with just 5-year experience. This brother had a electronic store, the little one where they sell a little phone cases and all of them electronics. And he said he had the same experience I have, but he had it for 30 years. But it was just a phone store for 30 years. They brought him on. Damn near got electrocuted because he faked the funk. He ain't had the skills. He ain't had the juice. So that's just like me putting on the football socks and gearing up and going out, and you're like, yo, wait, is my man a professional player? Bro, you can only fake it for so long. So even if you're at the level and you're not there anymore, bro, you can only fake it for so long. You're gonna get found out. To the show Enz was doing earlier, that usually come when a younger, more energetic, someone that's really about it come up against you. We're gonna find out, fam. We're gonna find out how slow you are. We're gonna find out how weak you are. And we're gonna find out what the touch is saying. Because man giving you the ball, whipping it or not whipping it, you're gonna have to have the touch, fam. You know what I mean? Hopefully this brother can improve. I've seen Reese Williams, young kid sprinting, going nowhere. I'm like, yeah, how is he young? Ain't going nowhere. Seen another young kid, Sepp Vandenberg came in, man brushed him off the ball with a finger, fam. I'm like, a finger? It's a long day still, but faking it, you're gonna get found out. And that's what the drop-off normally looks like. It looks like a man that's suiting up every day, looking around, knowing internally he ain't supposed to be there. And then when we find out, man, talking about, oh, easy with the hate, easy with all that. But you know what? You're on the stage, what can either cheer you, boo you, or just let you cook. And if you ain't cooking, fam, we ain't sticking around. And on that note, bless up yourself. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you want this weekly, daily, Daily is probably a kick, but let me know what you want. You know what I'm trying to say? And if you have a topic you want me to inquire about and dive into, I'll get in there for you. I'll get all up in that. Might stretch it out a little bit, but you can do what you want to do with it later. Peace.